I struggled to let go for so many years. It's like I had Velcro on my hands. I just couldn't let things go, regardless of whether they were healthy for me or not. And I'd have certain thoughts that would just replay. Sometimes they were intrusive, unwanted. Sometimes they were thoughts that I hand selected. And yet it wasn't healthy for me to continuously replay those thoughts over and over. That obsessive nature, the way I would ruminate, I thought that that was a defect or failing. It certainly brought about certain mental health symptoms. But I've come to find out that that characteristic is not necessarily a bad thing. Ruminate on this. You see, this thing will just latch on to certain thoughts, and it will just keep replaying those thoughts over and over and over. Obsessions and ruminations are like cousins. They're not the same thing, but they're very much related. It's where your brain just keeps thinking about a problem and thinking about a problem and thinking about something and thinking about something and thinking about something, like a broken record, and it doesn't stop. And it can compound certain mental health symptoms. It can make problems bigger, because wherever you put your attention is where your energy goes, right? So energy flows where attention goes. And if you keep putting your attention on the problem, then the problem keeps getting bigger. Starve it out. But over the years, as I've started to learn tools and educate myself and apply certain things, I realized that that obsessive nature, the way in which I would ruminate, the way in which my brain latches onto things, is not necessarily a bad thing. It was just misdirected or blown out of proportion. I didn't know how to interrupt it. I didn't know how to channel it. Some of the most successful people that we celebrate have that same obsessive nature where they just latch onto something and they won't let it go, but they know how to focus it. And that's the ticket, is you have to know how to focus it correctly. Ruminate on this. You see, because you can't change anything in the unconscious. It lives in the shadows. And while it's in the shadows, in the unconscious, you can't manipulate it, you can't discard it, you can't replace it. You have to take it out of the shadows, bring it into the light, and put it on the table. Then you have to hold it there, because the moment that you switch your attention onto something else, it just slips back into the shadows again, and then you fall back into old neural pathways. Listen up. You have to hold your attention, your awareness. You have to hold it right there. You have to keep thinking about it and thinking about it and thinking about it. That's how you change something in the unconscious. But you can't just focus on the problem. You have to focus on the solution. You have to get out of the pollution and into the solution. So you can have an obsessive nature. You can ruminate on something. You just have to ruminate on the solution, on the vision, on the dream, on the purpose, on the goal, on whatever it is that you want to heal. Ruminate on this. On gratitude, on being of service, on love, on kindness, on compassion, on forgiveness, on letting go of some things and holding on to others. You just have to know how to use that. It's a tool, and we have to be able to see it as such. You shouldn't discard it. It's powerful. If you know how to take control of that process and direct it in the right manner, it can help you heal. It can help you change. It can help you manifest. It can help you create. Ruminate on this. These things that we sometimes see as a problem and then we carry shame are not something that we should discard. Sometimes these symptoms, these characteristics, they're just blown out of proportion, or we don't know how to listen to them, or we don't know how to channel them. We don't know how to focus them. If you have an obsessive nature or you have a problem with rumination, you just have to learn how to redirect it onto something that's healthy for you, that's beneficial, that's advantageous. It's only hindering you because you don't know how to use it properly. Ruminate on this. 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 Timber approves this message.